We're very, what I like to call high speed, low drag, okay? We react to change very quickly, and we have to, because things do come down last minute, like a change of airports, where you need to be able to react to that. One of our biggest assets are the fact that we have so many members around the state. I can just reach out and say, look, we need eyes on the ground at Groton Airport because it just changed from JF Green.
Right.
So as far as what it takes to set us up, we travel the state with about 100 3x5 American flags on 10-foot poles. That's probably our biggest challenge. Fortunately, we have a couple of members, and one lady in particular, Joanne, who is just so dedicated, always there, and the ability to move those flags anywhere in the state with less than 24 hours notice is key. Outside of that, we just need the people. We just need the people, and we have them. People know where to go, flags are there, you go, pick up a flag, we stand and do our thing.
So what you mentioned flags, what's some of the overhead for your organization? Because those flags, especially when you're riding, if you're riding with a flag, but any normal wear and tear, you're going to have to replace flags, you're going to have gas expense.
Well, I realized about 4.5 years ago or so, very quickly after accepting the position of state captain, that we had to have some type of funding, some type of operational base that we could work with. Our flag lines need to be replaced every year.
Sure.
They're used quite often throughout the year. They get wet, they get mildewed, they get tattered, and the last thing that we want is a tattered flag line. Not acceptable. So we formed a 501c3 nonprofit corporation called P.Guard Riders of Connecticut and started doing fundraising. We developed some state-specific merchandise for our riders and started selling those. We participate in the New England Regional Chili Fest, which is becoming one of our bigger fundraisers for the year. We also do a spring breakout run every year, which is a poker run. So, you know, there's some things that we're doing. We're at the point now where we can very comfortably operate the Patriot Guard at a state level year to year, and then everything after that goes back into our homeless and disabled veterans throughout the state. We try to focus on putting in, we're looking at doing a handicap access ramp in Stonington and an AmVets club down in southern Connecticut. So that's our primary focus with anything we have to put back into our veteran communities and military communities.
Because we got the orders the other day that we would have a funeral today in West Haven. So the first one down there checks out everything. Make sure you put the decals or whatever on so everybody can see where you are.
Right.
And then check out to make sure with the family what they want you to do.
Right.
And you never know how many are coming. Well, how many will be here? We don't know. When we get here within a half an hour before everything starts, that's
It's very Revolutionary War era. You just put out the call and
well, we
they
tell
show
everybody
up.
the same thing. You will know right about the same time we do. Because it's kind of like in networking terms in my profession, UDP. You you throw it out there. It's a broadcast. You don't expect a lot of feedback. The only feedback I really expect are, where's my leadership team? Where's my flag transports? Outside of that, everybody just knows. If you can, go.
Because he sends it out there, and I didn't realize. He said, how come you didn't answer? Well, I'm so used to being one of the flag holders. Now I'm a ride captain. Let me know, are you going to be able to make it? I'll make it. And then, like we said, we have secondary sites where from all over the state you go, so you can ride in groups for safety.
Right.
My job is the one from Old Saybrook, is I'll be in the back of the line with my CB on so I can hear what they're saying up front and to guard the back of them. And like with Branford, when you open from 2 to 3 lanes, I move to the right because people going by at 100 miles an hour on both sides of you is not the safest thing in the world. So that's what we try to do.
And besides this, and it was something else that was interesting, you were talking about going into the schools.
Yeah.
How do they get find the website? How does that happen? I mean,
I belong to multi-ones. I belong to American Warrior, to take the World War II veterans to Washington. Part of that's for going into the school. Some of it is they saw the riders and they wanted to know.
And they want to know.
We've gone to a parochial school. We were going to do a funeral of a killed in action. And they looked out the window because they heard all the motorcycles coming, you know, and then that they all came to the window and waved, you know, and we parked the cars and the motorcycles and did the funeral, and coming back out there, they were outside looking, you know. So.
I think it was an excellent opportunity that Waterford High School had. The timing was very, you know, they almost missed it with the timing changes, but for the students to be out there and participate, that was.
So there's no, but what I'm talking, so there is no formal public relations.
No, unless somebody asked,
yet.
you know, if somebody asked like this, you know, how do you guys do this?
Right. Yeah, well,
Are you asking, do we have a public relations officer?
Yeah, public relations
That would be
officer.
myself and
Yeah,
every
you-
member of my
and
leadership
every
team,
one of your
and
leadership,
every
right?
member of the Patriot Guard.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to dig at, and that's what I'm trying to.
We stopped at exit 11 on I-84, and everybody was getting there at a certain time, and then we'd ride into town together, and everybody was going, what are them, you know, Patriot Guard. So we have cards if somebody asked, and you're just stopping there for a few minutes that explains what you're doing, where you're going. More funeral homes. We did 2 funerals here in Groton on Thames Street. They'd never heard of us before. You know, and we went in there, and I got there an hour ahead of time and explained what we were going to do and where do you want us to park, and you guys are pretty good, you know. So then the second time we went there, I'm glad to see you. We will mention this to the families, you know, that it's one of the things that is available. So.
Well, you have to consider we are still a relatively new organization. We've only been around for 5 years.
But you've gotten good PR.
Well, what we do by its very nature is high profile. I can't imagine why we would get any negative PR. I mean, given what we do, what we stand for, who we stand for, where's the bad in it?
Right.
Yeah, exactly right.
Right.
There's nothing negative there. All we want to do is help, show respect, honor, stand for our heroes and their families.
Yeah,
Where's the negative?
that's exactly right.
So what's the diversity of the group as far as, you know, age, you know, the youngest writer, the oldest writer?
Do you know something? It is the biggest melting pot I've ever seen in my life. Everyone from all walks of life. We have children as young as 5, 6 that have been on our flag line. People who can't even stand anymore. Male, female, any race, color. It just doesn't matter what you do or who you are, because we're only looking for one thing: respect.
Respect.
That's it. And anybody can have that. Anybody can have that.
Where's my sunglasses?
That's why I warned you.
Where's my sunglasses?
It's so amazing. Like we were in West Haven twice this week, and going down the street, and people all of a sudden see them going by, and a lot of them, once you get off the highway, they'll open up their flags. They're usually in stockings because it would blow you all over the road. And they see going by, and then we'll be either at the cemetery. We'll go to the cemetery after the church service or in between, and get all set up so that we're not in the way, you know, and the family. Just to watch the gratitude in their eyes, you know, when they come up and say thank you. That's, we tell them it's our honor. That's why we're here. It's our honor.
You know, that's a very big misconception with the Patriot Guard. So many people will come to us and say, I want to thank you for what you do. And we have to learn to gracefully accept that, because from our perspective, our position, it's our honor. We're here to honor them because of their service. It is they who should be thanked. You know, and so a lot of times Patriot Guard members don't really know how to accept that gratitude. Thank you for what you do. Well, we're here for them. You know, but the fact of the matter is, we do it because it's the right thing to do. They deserve nothing less.
You know, everything we have is because of them.
Yes.
But it's so nice. It is the revival of patriotism, and that is happening. Still happening. I have to say, still happening. My distaste of, as you know, certain years were very difficult for our folks that come back from Nam. It was still, and we still have people that.
40 years later.
That still have been affected by that, and everything else. It is so nice to see this. You know, it's really good. Good evening. You're on Street Talk with Father Russ and his guest.
Yes. Hi. How are you gentlemen doing today?
Doing okay.
You asked what the negative part is. The negative part is that they send them to unjust wars. Every war has been unjust, unjustifiable. I know history, I know war, I am a veteran.
Well, thank you for your service.
It's fascism. It's unbelievable what's happening in this country today. Our Congress people, I keep close tabs on these fascists. I call them fascists because that's